Google Chrome is the world's most popular browser, but they're making a change that might not be so popular, especially as it's affecting the ad blocker that you might be using right now. Google says this change is not meant to make ad blockers less effective, but given that they make oodles of money from ads and getting people to pay to remove them, Google's official line might be a little hard to believe. So let's find out what really seems to be going on here and if the ad blocking extensions that you use will still work. At the heart of this controversy is Google's new platform called Manifest v3, a platform that extensions on Chrome, as well as on Chromium-based browsers like Edge, have to use. Google has said that one of its main reasons for moving to v3 from the existing Manifest v2 is to protect user privacy. You see, extensions like ad blockers are commonly able to see everything on the web page you're viewing, which could obviously include sensitive information. If the extension is malicious, the existing v2 platform could allow the extension to easily steal this information. Manifest v3 instead allows ad blockers to ask the Chrome browser itself to remove ads instead of showing the whole page to the extension. Not only does this seem better for privacy, but Google also claims that pages will load more quickly as this method has less processing overhead. But there's a caveat to these privacy claims. Manifest v3 doesn't actually block extensions from looking at the web page you have open. It merely allows the user to deny this permission to the ad blocker, which many users may not bother doing. How many times have you just clicked allow on something because you just want it to work? So why exactly is Google saying that Manifest v3 is safer? Well, it seems like the real meat of this claim is that Manifest v3 prevents extensions from accessing remote code. That is, code that lives on a server somewhere and is not part of the extension that lives on your hard drive. But does that actually keep you safe? And how does it affect ad blockers, potentially making them less effective? We'll tell you right after we thank War Thunder. War Thunder is an action-packed game that puts you in the driver's seat of planes, boats, and tanks. It's available on all platforms from PC and Mac to PlayStation and Xbox. The game focuses on realism and immersion, so it's extra satisfying when you destroy your friend's tank piece by piece. So use our link in the description, check it out for yourself, and there may even be some in-game bonuses if you do. The rationale for restricting access to remote code is simple. Google doesn't want a safe-looking extension to pass Google's own vetting policies only to get installed on your computer and then access malicious code from elsewhere that Google cannot vet that can steal your data. But the wrinkle is that many popular ad blockers rely heavily on remote code. Because advertising platforms are fully aware of the popularity of ad blockers and frequently adjust their code to try to get around them, the ad blocker's remote code also gets updated quite often by their developers, sometimes as often as several times per day in a kind of digital arms race, which you may have seen recently as YouTube has tried to stop ad blockers, with the ad blockers then being updated to get around YouTube's countermeasures. But with Manifest v3, all the code the ad blocker uses has to be contained in the extension itself, meaning it's going to be harder for ad blocker developers to quickly update the code that allows the ad blocker to recognize and remove ads, as updates will now have to go through the Chrome Web Store's vetting process, which could potentially take up to 3 weeks. And on top of that, ad blockers won't even be able to access as many filtering rules for identifying and removing ads. So even though Google isn't banning ad blockers, this situation does mean it's more likely ad blockers will be ineffective against certain types of ads. So no wonder there's been a great deal of skepticism around Google's claims that this is about user safety and privacy and not crippling ad blockers, considering Google makes over 3/4 of its revenue from advertising. And because Chrome is currently phasing out Manifest v2 in favor of v3, popular ad blockers like uBlock Origin are expected to stop working in the near future. The good news is that Firefox will continue to support Manifest v2, and there are some ad blockers on the Chrome Web Store, including a uBlock Origin Lite made by the same developer that are designed for Manifest v3. But the developer of uBlock Origin has already said the Lite version is best effort and may not fulfill your expectations. I guess I could say the same thing about Google in terms of allowing you to do what the heck you want to do on your browser on our internet. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to know why so many people even use Chrome in the first place, go watch this video next.